Cancer, what it do? Let's get into this spirit tea in 3 and see what spirit wants to discuss with you in these next 3 minutes. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you're vibing, fly, and high in the sky. Cuter than a piece of pie. Y'all ever seen some cute pie? What do you want to discuss with Cancer? Perfect. 1 for 1, baby. And it says saving grace. Forgiving yourself and others heals the wound and sets you free, Cancer. Whatever just happened, whatever you're going through, if you can find the space, it will do you some good to forgive the persons involved and maybe even yourself. Sometimes taking self-accountability for whatever situation we're facing is the most healing thing we can do. What number do you want Cancer to pay attention to at this time? Cancer, look out for this number in your life. If you see this number, know your angels are speaking with you, your guardian angels, your ancestors. They're here with you at this time to help you accept that saving grace and give it as well. 1212. Give it as well, and then 1212. Spiritual bars. And it says big ventures, divine intervention. Love or other happiness lurks just around the corner. It will be something much better than in your wildest dreams. A rare opportunity, an exciting encounter with like-minded people will exceed your expectations. There's nothing to fear. There's saving grace coming your way, Cancer. You know, this is a collective read, so everybody has their different situations that affect them differently. But Spirit is saying 12-12, all is well, Cancer. Saving grace is yours to give and yours to receive. Let me get a stone of crystal for the Cancer selective. Those that have selected to watch this video, could you like it, please? For the Cancer collective. Stone of crystal. For Cancer. Okay. You got clear quartz, Cancer. Here's my clear quartz. There's some clear quartz for you. It says, I am a clear channel of love, light, and well-being. All of my heart's desires are realized now. Multiply goodness and well-being. Amplify loving kindness. Increase clarity, peace, and understanding. Improve clarity of mind and emotions. So Cancer, you want to go out here and get your hands on some clear quartz. This is very easy to find anywhere, but specifically at a metaphysical shop. You can find a lot of, where you get your little, your sage and your incense and stuff in bulk. Yeah, they have these too. And it's not that expensive. Clear quartz is a very, very good stone to wear. I wish you all the best clarity. I wish you the most saving grace you could possibly receive. And I want you to watch out for 1212. Take care, Cancer. So let's go ahead and hop in real quick. Let's talk about this initial energy that is specific to your tarot reading today, Cancer. So with the oracles that were presented in your 3-minute short, there's a consistent vibe of some kind of turmoil in your life, whether it be turmoil within yourself about what path to take, whether it's about you have this calling to do something, to create something, to step away from what's in your environment even. It could be as simple as you feel driven to go back to school or go to trade school or do school online or something like that, right? And everybody in your environment is just teasing you. They just like, man, you can't do that, or, why you want to do something like that? Maybe it's people in your environment that are surviving off of the minimum and don't want to see you go shoot for something like, a nice paying job. It's a lot of different things. Maybe some of you want to start going to the gym and you got people around you always asking you, let's go to the best chicken spot that we know and have chicken like 3 times a week, fried. You know what I mean? Like they don't have healthy options is the type of place I'm talking about. Maybe some of you are going through something like that, or to take it a little deeper, some of you could be going through separations at this time. It might have been a situation where you and someone else just weren't seeing eye to eye about what it is that you want for your life. And if that's not what has already happened, that's the turmoil that Spirit is saying they want to guide you through. So if it hasn't already happened, I feel there's a need to create the environment for this conversation, because it seems as though, especially with this new moon in Gemini, if it's not as drastic as needing to leave somebody completely alone, it might be as significant as saying, I hear how you feel about what it is that I'm about to do with my life, But understanding, Cancer, it's your life. Yours. And the thing is, you can take your free will and apply it to you as well and still be an empath. Still be empathic, still be caring, kind, and compassionate to yourself and others that may be so totally upset or so completely triggered at the decisions that you want to make in your life or the way you want to move or something that you plan to do that people just is just like, but why? Let them have their questions. This whole energy is just all about the solar plexus. The solar plexus is all about self-assuredness and good-hearted confidence. It's like how do you feel about you? What do you feel is the right thing for you to do? What makes you feel confident in the way you move? What motivates you? How do you feel? That's what I mean with self-worth. How do you treat yourself? Because that shows you how you feel about yourself. Do you give yourself time to rest? Do you give yourself time to have fun? Do you give yourself time to learn? Do you give yourself time to meditate? What is it that you do to show yourself that you actually love you? Is what this energy is about with the solar plexus. Some of you may be going through an imbalance in your solar plexus. There's a few things that would tell you whether or not that's the case. If you feel that you don't know your purpose, you feel lost, you feel like I don't even know what I'm doing, you feel insecure, maybe you have been through things that you were victims in a situation. However, victimhood is adopting the mentality of being a victim. And Cancer Spirit is here to tell you that you don't have to do that, even if you were wronged. You understand? Another thing you might feel is you might have a hard time making decisions. If your solar plexus is off point, you might have a very hard time making decisions. And this is the new moon energy, which is a time where intentions are being set in place. This is a time where you really want to start aligning yourself with your authentic self, and that's what this solar plexus, the solar plexus, that's what the solar plexus talks about. It talks about aligning yourself with your true self. I learned something interesting the other day about rising signs. I always heard that rising signs is what people meet when they first meet you. So sometimes we have lived so long in our rising sign, that thing that people associate us as, that we don't really live as our own sign. We don't. We live as a pseudo self in a way. It's a part of who we are, but it's not the authentic who we are. So that's why during the new moon in Gemini, a moon where yes, intentions are being set, but research seems to be a big theme. And it seems to be research into yourself, because maybe Spirit is trying to get us all to understand that we need to start learning how to manifest exactly what aligns with us, and understanding that we're going to have more happiness and joy in doing that than we could ever imagine having from what it is that we're trying to create with our own free will. It's almost like they're trying to nudge us all collectively to understand that we might be hurting our own selves with some of the things we're allowing to take place. And it's an allowance if you're not held captive, if your life's not in danger. It's an allowance. It's you allowing certain circumstances, because not making a decision, that's allowing. Accepting is allowing. You're not changing anything about it yourself or the fact that you're in it. That's allowing. And Spirit knows our heart. They know our soul path, and they know how we really feel regardless of what our minds say. They know what our soul is feeling. So I feel like a lot of our souls is trying to bust out and tell us, like, listen, help me, help you. I know why we're here. I know what we came to do. So your solar plexus was deeply highlighted. And to put everything into perspective, this moon energy you got is a disseminating moon. This moon energy is about taking time to breathe out. After whatever significant event you just experienced, Cancer, this moon energy is about taking the time to breathe out. Whatever situation that you just went through, it's come to a peak, is what this card is really talking about. It's talking about accepting that you are where you are, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I am how I am. I feel how I feel. I don't have to change my feelings, my wants, my desires. I don't have to change what path I'm about to walk because it resonates with me. Like that solar plexus energy, really standing strong, like standing on business with yourself, having that, sense of identity. This moon is talking about accepting that in this situation, whatever it is that you just went through, whatever it is that you might be fighting through too. This really says take time to try to accept that things are the way they are right now. Like, it's okay. And now, like, during the time while things are being the way that they are, whatever that means for you, during this time of things settling into what they are at the moment, after the big climax of whatever may have happened in your life. And it could be a good climax. It could have been something like, changing scenery or moving home or getting a new job or, you just had a child, but it was something significant. It was a significant event that had a lot of heightened emotions, maybe a lot of different stresses that you weren't going through every day, Cancer. It's like that whole situation has now come to a point of settling. It's like it's already boiled and the pot is now simmering down, and you just want to take this time to really, really take some time out for yourself, for your own good and for the good of those around you. You know what I mean? You have to take care of you first so you can tend to others. That's what self-love feels like. That's what it feels like when your solar plexus is in proper balance. It's a feeling of, I know what I need to do for me. So regardless of what this situation needs from me, regardless of who may be pulling at me and needing me to be a certain person for them, needing me to stay within the box that they created for their life with them, because I don't have to exist that way. That's not what my soul said to me. You understand? So we're going to move through this in these next, hopefully, no more than 10 minutes. We're going to start out with saving grace. Phew. And then we're going to close out with that oracle right there that totally wraps it all up. I don't know if I said in your sign just yet, but the way I read, I feel like I like to get the closing oracle first, to just, after I meditate, first of all, to confirm that I'm on the right path with the story, because I never want to give out nothing that's not meant. And then also, which way do you want me to stay the conversation? And based on how it opens and how it ends. Saving grace. Forgiving yourself and others heals the wound and sets you free. This is a reading about the new moon. So what I do in the new moon is, what is it that Spirit's trying to manifest in your life, or what do they want to co-create with you? Then I look at, what are they asking you to release to make the room, or integrate to make the room, depending on how it goes, for this manifestation to grow in a healthy environment. And then I ask what they want you to focus on. It just so happens that the 3 cards that come out, well, not just so happens, that's the way they want me to read. So the 3 cards that come out really do fit this. And in the position of what it is that Spirit wants to manifest for you, they want to manifest this state of peace. They want to give you that time out that this Moonology card said you need. They want you to rest in that. And during this time, they want you to forgive some things from people that have hurt you, and forgive yourself, and seek forgiveness in yourself for not understanding. You can only be who you are at each stage. You know what I mean? You might not have understood some things about who you are, Cancer, and you accepted certain people, certain environments. You became comfortable with a certain level of happiness. That's why you always feel disappointed, because your heart and soul knows that there's more for you to experience, more for you to enjoy about life, and you've stopped yourself somewhere. So you might need to go in and just offer yourself that forgiveness, for just with compassion, and understand that as you grow, you will learn to do better for yourself. That is what life is about. That's what every single day of existence is about, for all of us, growing and learning. And it's nothing to be hard on yourself about. It's just a realization. It's an accountability. That's also a part of having self-worth, and also having a balanced solar plexus, because you can take accountability for your own self. That's self-identity as well. Your choices and things like that. But you cannot control the actions of another, and that's why I say take accountability for yourself in those situations. In situations where you are a pure, helpless victim, Spirit is asking you to look at it with the highest consciousness that you can have. Because if you give it forgiveness, if you can reach that high state of forgiveness where you trust the universe so much, you trust spirit so much, you trust God so much, you trust the divine so much, that even though that was the worst situation of your life and you deserved none of it, you could still give that person forgiveness from a pure place and allow that situation to disappear from the decision-making process, from how you feel about yourself, from what you accept in your life, and from who you attract, so you can get on the frequency of the happiness you deserve. They want to reward you for taking that life lesson. So they offering you a chance to chill. What is it that you want to manifest? What do you want to co-create in the life of Cancer right now during this new moon in Gemini, Spirit? Guess what they want to call? Hey, yo. One time for the divine. Spirit wants to cultivate for you in this time, Cancer, closure, wholeness, completion, a sense of achievement, accomplishment. Spirit wants to give you the world, to romanticize it. They want to give you everything that you want. They want to tell you that you worked hard, you did a good job. It's time for you to move. They want to graduate you. Spirit want to hand you your diploma, move you on to the next set of stuff, return you back to the wheel of life with higher consciousness and healed and whole. This is a card of pure wholeness. It's like completion of a cycle, a life cycle, actually. This is the fool's journey. This is the end. Except we're still alive. So this is the end of a cycle within that fool's journey. There's several of them. So one of them can be completed if you co-create with Spirit by offering forgiveness and understanding, by staying steady and still. You know what I mean? And just allow the wounds to heal. Give yourself time away from the situation if you're still in it. Allow the wounds to heal. That's what Spirit wants you to have right now, Cancer, is healing. They want you to have optimism and joy. You know what I mean? They want to give you the closure that comes from, they want to show you what it feels like to have pure forgiveness for yourself and others, and take your lesson and share it with the world. Take your experience and share it with the world. Maybe that's the case. Maybe there's people around you that don't want you to share your story. Your number talks about attracting like-minded individuals down there with the 1212. If you saw your short, like-minded. That came to me for my own life the other day when I was just like, oh, but I think I'm starting to run into more like-minded or people more in my frequency, because I feel more accepted. I feel more understood. I feel more of an ease and flow than I did in other places. I feel safe because I feel safe within me, because I did work on my solar plexus. And it's not I did it, it's done forever. It's just that the work I've done was significant enough to allow me to feel safe. And that's where Spirit wants you to get. Anything else you want to say about this? And there's nothing else to be said. Justice, balance. Spirit wants you to get what you deserve. Spirit wants you to know that you deserve. This is a Libra card in the Major Arcana. This is what you run across. Libra's about, this is what you come across when either you have to pay back something or you are owed something. You know what I mean? And like I just said, with this world, they want to give you closure. You completed a cycle. They want to reward you. They want to reward you with the balance that comes. Libra has a hard time being balanced. You know, in their shadow side, they have a hard time balancing within themselves because they always considering everybody else. They always considering everybody else. So it's like they have a hard time standing on their own business, even though they might know what's right. But they really are the scales. They want everything to be in balance. And Spirit works in balance for all of us throughout the cosmos. The sun rises and then the moon. That's a balance right there. It's the simplest way to look at it. Everything cosmically, there's always a balance. Spirit wants to bring you in balance and give you what you deserve. They want you to have your justice. They want you to have peace. You know, if it was legal that you were going through maybe financial issues, Spirit want you to know everything is coming back into balance, in harmony. You know, Libra's a card of harmony as well. 11. 11's a great number. That's another heavenly divine number. It really reduces to 2, actually, and that's the number of balance and harmony, just like Libra. So let's move on. What is it? Now, this is in the category of what you need to release at this time, right? And I used the crystal oracle for this, and you got clear quartz. And here's some clear quartz for you to look at. I love clear quartz. And the advice on the back is multiply goodness and well-being. Well, not the advice, but the advice of why you carry this stone, because it's going to help you do these things. But multiply goodness and well-being, amplify love and kindness, increase clarity, peace, and understanding, improve clarity of mind and emotions. Spirit wants you to let go of, and that's why they're offering to you this saving grace right here. They want you to let go of the heaviness that came with the event. They want you to let go of the negativity. And you can, most of it, you're going to have to do it through divine understanding and forgiveness. That's what's going to have to happen. You know what I mean? Tell me about clear quartz. If you haven't hit that like button already, could you do so, please? I would appreciate it. It says, I am a clear channel of love, light, and well-being. All of my heart's desires are realized now. They need you to let go of those feelings, not for the benefit of the other person. Not in no coward way, like you just giving in to just letting something wrong happen to you. No, but fight to be balanced. Go get counseling, write in your journal, do some grounding work. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you feel like you're going too far in other thoughts, rub your hands together. My hands sound ashy, I promise they're not. But rub your hands together. That's a part of grounding too. It brings you here, present and center. Start to work on the way you frame these thoughts about what you experienced and see it from its highest viewpoint, so you can have all your heart's desires. So they need you to let go of that so you can get this. So let me shuffle this one more time. I don't remember if I did it in the first place. It says I am a channel of love. So clear quartz for Cancer and what they need to let go of. Healing. You got the Star. That is a very hopeful card. So you got the Star and you got the Judgment cards. This is choosing to heal, honestly. That is a strong, easy way to put this. Choosing to heal, choosing to forgive, choosing to stay hopeful, choosing to transmute the feelings that you have experienced, you know, making the final judgment call to put something to an end, bringing up stuff that you may have tried to stuff, like resurrecting whatever wounding that is at the root of the further wounding that you might have caused yourself. Get in there and get it out. Deal with it and heal from it, because it's no longer needed. The best way I could say you do that, it was 222 when I looked up. The best way I say you can do that is after you pull your heart out of it, after you pull those negative memories away from these dark thoughts, the sooner you do that, you'll start to be able to see the story in it and how to be able to talk about it without the emotion that sends you into whatever state this is that you're in, that Spirit is trying to walk you through. There is some kind of jewel there in that story, in what you experienced. And Spirit wants you to experience the other side of the pain and turmoil you may have went through. But they want to co-create with you, and it's going to take for you to make the judgment calls. You're here, the physical avatar of Spirit. They need your physical avatar to go do something, go say something, stand still and mean something. They're calling for you to bring that solar plexus into balance, because they need your identity to move your soul like you signed up for. Yeah, that's what they. Okay. Shit. Whew. 21. I'm sorry. 12, 12. Look, it got me reading backwards. Golly. That was serious and straight for somebody. That was for somebody. So, this says big ventures, the number 12, 12. Divine intervention, prosperity, big ventures, fated events, and faith. Love or other happiness lurks around the corner. It will be something much better than in your wildest dreams. A rare opportunity or exciting encounter with like-minded people will exceed your expectations. So, in the category of what Spirit wants you to focus on at this time during this new moon in Gemini, it's some Gemini shit. Get out there, Cancer. Get out your shell. You can do so safely. If you ever start to feel like anxiety is creeping up when you get in social situations because you've been in crab mode, hermit mode for the whole winter and you haven't come out your shell for the spring just yet, rub your hands together. If you're at an event and you start to feel funny, rub your hands together and calm down. It's okay. You know what I mean? Carry some citrine with you. Carry maybe some pyrite. So this is pyrite right here. It look expensive, don't it? But it's not. It's nice shining, and this is a great one. It got this weight and this feeling to it, this energy. And this is citrine. I had these out for y'all because they got mentioned in some of my research to get y'all a vibe. So this is citrine. You carry this too. It brings luck and prosperity. And that's what this number talks to you about. So in this time, while you're working through what you need to work through, don't forget to incorporate some good company. Good company. Good company. Set boundaries within yourself for what you call good company at this time. But I feel that there's good company coming your way. You might not even know it. You got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. That is a match to it. So something fated is most certainly coming your way because that is the exact card of fate. And you got the Lovers. Hold on. What else? What kind of Lovers is this for Cancer? Of self. That Nine of Pentacles came. Somebody said one time, I heard probably 10 years ago, from the floor to the door. Nine of Pentacles. So, Spirit is saying to you, once again, another confirmation of wholeness. You got the Wheel. Well, really it goes this way. But you got the Wheel first. So, there's maybe for some of you, there's a Virgo coming your way. Let's just say that, right? If you want to take it as love. But, to me, I think what's coming your way is you ascending into abundance, right? Whatever fated event is coming, whatever part of the wheel this is, it's like almost saying this is your masculine and feminine coming into balance. You making peace with your shadow side. You accepting that you can have a harmonious life and then create harmonious relationships. The Lovers is not always about sexual relationships or romantic relationships. It could be you could run into a legit soulmate that was a family member of yours that reincarnated at this time. You could start running into, they call it a star family, other souls that were part of your star cluster, if you believe in those type things. Or you could just start running into people that are in true spiritual alignment with this part of the wheel that you're stepping into, because you come in from a place of, you are in this state. You are fully balanced. You are remembering your abundance. You are self-sufficient. You are confident. You are resting in your luxury. You make luxurious, peaceful environments. But this is a you card. Spirit wants to give you, during this new moon, wholeness. They want to bring you here. They want to bring you here with yourself. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And then, because the wheel is here, after hearing about this, is explaining 12-12 to you. It's time for you to run into a soulmate, a like-minded individual. Now, keep your eyes open for that, because you are fresh off of a cycle. And most of the time with cycles, there's tests to show you that you're exactly where you think you are, or to let you know that you've ascended and you can no longer continue to act like you didn't. So keep your eyes open for that. That's what I'm going to say about that. But I'm not going to turn it negative. That's not negative. That's just insight. But understand that a lot of good is coming your way. Understand that the wheel is about getting back into this new cycle. Like I said, with the world, the cycle ending, and then there's another beginning, but now you have this new set of wisdom about you, and you're going to move into a different frequency, at a higher frequency yourself that matches that one, and that's where all the good stuff at. So, let's get into this closing oracle. I did not mean for it to run through this long, but this was a message, a word. Somebody really need to understand that either whatever happened to you, whatever you may have done, understand that it's okay. Not that it's okay that it happened. Not that it's okay that you did it. Never saying that. Just saying that it's okay now. Spirit is letting you know that it's okay now. You have the right to feel good now. You have the right to stand for what you want now. And that's bringing us right into this closing oracle right here. So this oracle is Sauchi. I'm going to put her here. Let's see. Because I want y'all to maybe even zoom in. This is the Hottentot Venus. Y'all know about the Hottentot Venus? That was one of our ancestors, the one with the big butt and the big thighs that got paraded around as a circus act, naked, for the Americans. That's her. The message here is either whatever just happened because you needed to realize your self-worth. If it started out with the solar plexus, which is about your self-worth, it ends with an African girl who deserved better. She deserved to be treated better. This showed up for you to tell you to protect your magic, to remind you that your heart is your own, your body is your own, your mind is your own, your true story, the you are, is yours. It's okay to be you. You're safe. This person being them and they being happy, that person being them and they being happy, why not you? We all came here to be us, Cancer. So don't let your environment dictate to you who you are. If you ever forget where you at, just say, I am here. Bring yourself into the present. You might have unsteady energy. That's why they were saying, take time to chill. Your energy might be scattered. You might be stressed. You might have done too much. And it doesn't always have to be, just take it as it resonates. You know what I mean? You might have just, whatever thing you just did, whatever cycle you just completed, whatever project you just started or ended, you put a lot of effort into it. A lot happened during it. It's time for you to rest and truly meditate, get into breath work, do some grounding work. You can say I am firmly planted and deeply rooted. You could repeat that to yourself. I am firmly planted and deeply rooted. Remember to breathe and bring yourself here. When you go through a lot of trauma, stress, and discord, arguments, and questioning of if you're right, somebody gaslighting you, making you think maybe I lost my mind for thinking how I'm thinking or feeling how I'm feeling, that all wears you down. So Spirit is saying at this time they really want you to just take into accountability that you deserve better than you got, and we're going to give it to you one way or another. You just got to work with us because you do have free will. But if I was you, and I'm not, but do what you feel. Whatever that means, do it. Do it. I'm promising you, it's going to maybe be rough if you didn't already do it. Maybe it's already been rough and you're going through it right now. Like this says, it has already peaked. Either way, know that whatever the set of circumstances is that you just was fighting through, it's now time for you and anyone else involved in this situation to just take a beat and process. But while you process and build your strength up, remember, your ancestors came out to remind you that you deserve better. They prayed for your reincarnation so you could feel better, so they could feel it. She said, when you going to get to it, accept it and move through it. All right, Cancer. That's all I got.